Are you ready for me to say the thing?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Alright, what's up, PV family? It's your boy, PV Craig God, back at it again for another video, and today I've got the most toxic person in my locals, Rohit. Say what's up.
What's up, PvE Crit God? Glad to be back at it again with you with another PvE Crit God video.
I, I, whatever.
Do you want to start over?
No, we're not. We just do this. What? Alright, today we're gonna go over. We're not gonna go over the entire list. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have the picture on one of these slides. But yeah. So Roy, he played A21. Everybody's been crazy about it. It's like, oh my god, he's playing A21. As you're gonna be able to tell by this video, this guy doesn't give like a damn. It's just like a list. It's gonna. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna agree with this, but like, it's gonna sound like you have no idea what you're doing because you're like, oh yeah, this card's good. Oh, well, I just play this card. Um,
I mean, I can go into like at least a little bit more detail just for like consistency's sake. It's not like there's nothing like super crazy about this list. It's just super I just run like mostly 4 ofs just for consistency's sake. But we can run through the list real quick just to like talk about the cards and like why I play them.
yeah. So I mean, you've got the leader here. If you guys don't know what it does, I mean, it's basically like hard control. This leader doesn't even have to swing at you. It plays the scheme. The scheme plays tokens. First card you play, you can't swing with it. Um, Leader bounces a token at a 1 cost. It's like I think that's mostly for like BMS. And then like
Yeah, so
you
yeah,
draw, and then
a lot of one drops that like stop your just like floodgate stoppers and just anything that can like kind of control your like you make you discard or the counter stopping Goku that makes you warp a card. You can bounce it, and you can also you can use it on both sides of the leader as well. So like if you awaken the same turn, you can bounce 2 1 drops if you need to.
yeah, it's really good. And that's I mean that's what you do a lot. Like every time I play against you, you'll go like even 3 life. And I mean you really want to get that value off of the double activation.
Right, exactly. And then you would be able to untap one for each side of the leader.
Yeah,
One blue
exactly.
green.
It's just I mean if you guys are planning to pick up this deck, it's like the build is straightforward, but Rohit has played it for a long time. He's top nationals before. I mean arguably like the best player at our locals, despite how toxic he is. Um, but
I'm usually pretty nice to most people, but
most people, yeah, okay.
I think the best thing you could probably take away from this is if you play the same deck over and over again, you'll never go to time, and that's the biggest like problem with this deck. Is if you take too long on your turns, the other person's gonna take just as long, and you're gonna go to time, and you just have to make sure you know all your plays as soon as you see your hand, or like as soon as you draw, or like even on defense, you just need to know exactly what you're doing. Otherwise, like this deck is already slow enough as it is, so you just have to make your decisions really quickly.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're not gonna go over the entire list, like I said. That if you are wanting to check that out and just hear a little bit reasoning about the like main deck cards that are not attacks, Joey's got a video on that. He just posted it like very recently. So Crosswell teaches you, check it out. So, but it's pretty short. I mean, it's obviously shorter than what I'm gonna be making here, probably. But yeah, we're not gonna go over that because he's already got it. So we're gonna go over some of the big brain cards. Um, and as you guys know, I value super combos and SCRs a lot. So we're gonna go over that. I don't know if there's any reasoning, but I always talk about it. So you play 4 of the Bionic Blitz bottom deck one. I mean, is there any reason for that, or you just like 18?
I mean, well, that and also because it's a searchable Android off of the one drop 18.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's one reason. If you charge it off of your 16 card, if it gets put from the top of your deck into your energy, your one drop 18 can grab it from your energy and you can replace it with something else. So I mean that's another reason. It's just the utility of just having that card. I don't play much Arrival, just play one Arrival card. So it's not. It's just for consistency on searching. You can play the draw super combo. It's not a bad idea. It's just live all the time, and sometimes making your opponent get rid of cards, even if it's not a lot, just makes their decisions more awkward, and they have to hold on to certain counterplays to stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's just limiting decisions for your opponents better than you drawing cards, because right now in this deck your cards aren't as good as your opponent's cards. Like King Vegeta, Dark Broly, all those decks have better cards than you. Like Mecha Frieza that draws more than you. So if you can limit their options, it's better than like actually drawing cards, I think.
Yeah, you also just like being toxic, so you know the fact that I have to get rid of a card from my hand makes me mad.
Yeah. Actually, if somebody's like overcommitting to an attack and they're comboing aggressively, and you defend with a superhero, make them bottom deck more cards. It's just less cards they have to attack you with. It just
Yeah,
it just makes their plays more awkward, and then it's if you already know what you're gonna do, you have less to worry about playing around.
yeah. A lot of this deck is like, I'm not gonna let you play the game, and I'm gonna piss you off while I do that. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I guess yeah. From talking
that's
from the other side, yeah.
that's how I see
if
it,
that's
bro.
if that's how you feel.
I hate your deck. I always have to play you with locals. I don't want to play against your deck.
I've changed I've not changed the deck in like months, dude. This is the same list I've been playing. Just
I
keep do
know.
the same thing over and over again. But
Oh
I mean that's why
my.
I like it. You can kind of broadcast your strategy, be like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the same thing over and over again, and then you have to stop me because my win con's insane.
I
I mean it's kind of like Invoker, right? I mean, but like
yeah.
Invoker obviously has better options, better filtering, and like it doesn't have any like as much interruption without your actual Invoker spells, but its defense is probably better.
Yeah, overall. It's just a bunch of
And then
negates.
its win con is much like its win con is not as you can interact with the burn combo more, but you can't interact with the victory strike, which is also Invoker. But I think I mean I like that deck, but I would play Invoker if it wasn't for this deck being around.
Yeah, I mean that's what you played before, you bum ass.
Yeah, I played it for like a month for
Oh.
fun, but hey.
Alright, alright. I mean, okay, I don't think we need to talk about Hatch very much because it's like, okay, it's a blue deck, you put Hatch in it, but like, I mean, I guess
I
the
mean
question.
not
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, I mean not necessarily. You can play Heron's Lineage. You can't play black battle cards because your field card just says
Oh yeah,
if you
that's
play
true.
black battle cards, you get sent to your drop. But I mean, you could play. I mean, there are options for other secret rares. You can play Victory Strike. You can tap 8 the Victory Strike to someone because you ramp anyway. I mean,
That's true.
it's not bad. That's what people used to do with this deck. And then you can play the Vegeta. You can play the
Oh
arrival
yeah,
Vegeta
the
that
blue
has
green.
options on both sides. Yeah, that's not a bad option either. It lets you ramp. It lets you like hard ramp on their turn. You can get the 8 energy um, if you use it defensively on on if when you have 5 energy. So it's like a turbo ramp card it's really good. It's just if you have Hatch in your hand, you can pretty much guarantee another turn if you play around like counters correctly. But like you can play the game a lot differently by like either ramping out or being super aggressive and then just Hatch and say, hey, I'm gonna take another turn.
Yeah, especially in this meta, like everything right now is like free, fast. So, I mean, Hatch is
Yeah.
always better. But I mean, it's like, I always like to talk about it, and it's like the question here is, oh, is there a reason not to run Hatch? And I mean, there's always
Yeah, no,
options. So.
there's definitely a reason not to run Hatch. You can run Heron's Lineage. It's definitely a card that can bait all ins from your opponent, so you don't even have to like even you don't even have to play your win con. Sometimes if somebody just tries to all in you, you can just take their card, and then maybe you can burn them on your next turn. It's just you don't have to have Hatch. It's kind of expensive right now. Heron's Lineage is just as good. Okay, it's not
Yeah.
just as good, but you can play it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like
mean, and
yeah, go ahead.
one of the other cards, like the I mean, we're gonna talk about it, but like the Gohan, the Goku Gohan, like that
Mhm.
serves kind of the same purpose, but it just costs like one more energy.
Right, and it's just another card to attack with too, just in case you need to hit a unison or get them lower in life. Just something to be annoying with. But you can just as easily play the 16 arrival card as a dual attack revenge blocker. It
Oh
serves a
yeah,
similar purpose, and it's a
Revenge's really good.
searchable android off the 1 drop again. And then you could play the 4 drop arrival too. There's just a lot of arrival options. This is the one I've decided to go with.
Yeah, that's good. So now we have the big brain cards. I mean, it's kind of like a compliment, it's saying somebody has a big brain when they really don't,
Yeah,
which is your case.
yeah. I mean, most of these cards are I think pretty like I wouldn't say self-explanatory. It's just Piccolo. The Piccolo card just is good in this deck specifically, just because you can ramp onto go to 4 energy on your turn 3, play it for 4, and then you get to untap 1. So you're not. I mean, it's still it can be countered pretty. Like you can still get countered really easily. Like you can get like um. But you can get that cooler, the cooler that puts in then drop. It can get Kaioken. It can get removed. You can get Final Flash. There's a lot of ways to remove it, but if it sticks on, I mean, if you can at least keep it on the board, sometimes it's a 20k barrier attacker that you can use you can use, but the removal and draw part is what this deck needs because you don't have it any other way. Like you don't really have a way to do that other than this guy. So
Yeah,
just staving off aggro is like this what this card's meant for.
you had the. I mean, you had the what the blue green, the 4 cost Android 21, the blocker. You had that, and that's kind of removal. Like why? I'm actually curious because like why'd you take that one out?
It was a little bit slow, I think, just because the sometimes I didn't even need to ramp to get to my win con. Most of the times I was just trying to stop people from all-inning me because they're like, hey, if I don't kill you this turn, you're gonna kill me next turn, which most of the time wasn't the case. I was like, oh, I can't kill you next turn, but if you think I can, then you're gonna try to all-in me. So I'd rather just have like the defense and like way to remove during battle and just negates in general just to stop them from doing that because like you can kind of just like say like kind of like bait people into all-in you a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's good, and I mean that's one of the reasons for the Goku and Gohan too. Like
Right.
you said in Joey's video, it's just kind of I mean, it's a good card overall anyway.
Yeah, and you can substitute it for any of the other 16 arrival cards too. Like if you want like a searchable android in your deck for it, like it's not a bad option. Like this is just you I mean you can putting you can I mean it is extra removal and a discard as well. So sometimes you can just arrival it for the discard. So it's just different. It
Yeah.
just serves multiple purposes.
So I had somebody ask me for this, and um like there's the tournament pack Android 16. You know which one, the Stalwart Defender.
Yeah, the new one, right?
Yeah, the new one. You arrival it, and you
Yeah.
can KO like a 4 or less, or like you can
Yeah.
put something in a drop. Like they were wondering like why you didn't run that, and then like also like the 6 drop that you were talking about, the Steadfast. Like
Yeah.
how come you didn't run those?
I mean, they both serve similar purposes. I think the new one, the Stalwart Defender. I mean, you can search the ramp card and you could KO 4 less, but you can only play once per turn, and it doesn't. You can only pick one of those. I think if it did both of those things, it would be good. I would definitely run it over this Goku if it did both of those things, but only be able
Okay.
to play one turn, and you can only pick one of those effects. I think it's doing too much because if you want to search for the ramp card, I think I'd rather just play the one drop 18 and search for it. And having the combo card or rival card, I needed to do more than just search a card. And this Goku Gohan makes them discard as well. Uh, I think this one does like what both the 16 like I want both of those effects from the 16. This kind of does both.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really like the 6 drop. Like I played it in my green Gohan deck,
Mhm.
and like that extra discard. I haven't arrivaled it yet, but yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's
I think I don't really want. I need the extra 10k combo part. Like I don't need the one 5k sometimes like can make you lose a game.
okay.
I think I think that there's way too much removal for you to pay two to combo a card and pay two to arrival it just to have it die and the blocker not be useful. I'd rather have it do something as soon as it hits the board.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, yeah, it's Goku Gohan is just like a
Mm-hmm.
really good card overall, and like that's the same reason I was iffy to run the 6 drop, because like okay, I'm gonna play this blocker and it's immediately gonna get removed, but
Yeah, and it's just like even if it's there, at least and beating a 25k does matter sometimes. Like just having the extra 5k attack is good.
yeah, and then that's something that people I feel like overlook. It's the same with the like fighting against fate versus man over, not man over, man on a mission argument. Like man on a mission is 20 double crit, but like fighting against fate is 25 dual attack. Like that's technically 10 extra like power that you're getting as opposed to just a double crit. So it's kind of
Uh-huh.
the same argument here.
And then like the rest of the deck kind of complements these cards like the Piccolo, like the four trunks counter, the four trunks God Sealing, then the 418 is just all three of those cards you can. I mean, you can even the God Sealing you can play on the board, but just having like all of those that counters live on turn 1 or 2 or whenever you see your unison helps you like activate the bond for Piccolo.
Oh yeah, Bond. I forget that that card's Bond.
Yeah, you need bond. Yeah, I mean also the barrier 21, or the free championship, the
Yeah.
Scholarly Gambit one. You can just play that out and play Piccolo, and then you can activate bond. But it's just you don't have to play her. You can play the one drop 16, the new one that you can play from your drop. That creates extra tokens, but it's just another. It's just you just need a free card to play once you're going into your A drop 17, 18, or going to Piccolo just to have bond. But it just serves multiple purposes.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, I think it's just a good card overall, but I guess it makes sense to have it as um, free play for the bond.
Yeah, you kind of have to decide like, hey, am I gonna play this early for like defense, like a barrier blocker, or like removing a big card they play, or do I save it for the turn I play the 8 drop? Because there's sometimes where I play the 8 drop out and I can't attack with it, so I just have to wait a turn before I do anything with it, which feels bad. But I mean, sometimes that's what you have to do.
Oh yeah, you need to need to play a card before you.
Yeah, I mean, like, or like even if you do, or if you attack your opponent, and they want to negate or do something and play a card, you're like, okay, you played a card, now I can play this.
Yeah, that's also good. Yeah, see, like you know how to play your deck, and then you just kind of play around that. And then you've got this A drop siblings revive. Like it's I feel like it's kind of you should just kind of run this card, but it is a 2 of and it's kind of like a big brain card. So I mean it's just like the finisher of the deck.
Yeah, but look at it, it looks nice.
That's
That's a big reason. That's a big reason to play it because it looks really nice. And it didn't get an SPR, and I was a little sad about that. But I mean, it's I don't know. Like I just like having like a big card to play. And I mean, looking at your opponent's hand is feels super good
it's yeah.
because you're like, yeah. I mean, once you get here, it's kind of hard to. I mean, you can still lose. The thing is that you can play this card, look at their hand, and you can still lose sometimes, and that feels bad. Like it's not like people expect you to play this card like, oh, you just killed me, right? Like, no, I give you extra energy, and if I don't kill you, you can sometimes just top deck something insane and like cast it because I just gave you a bunch of energy.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
like there's definitely like times where you just play this card and you lose anyway, but it's just you gotta have to know when to attack with it and when to like go for life and when to not.
yeah, and then like that's exactly why, you can win this deck with this deck. You know how to play it. Like, um, if you guys watched like Rohit play this deck, like when I play against him in locals, like he knows exactly what to do. Like all the time, he'll play the card, like not swing with it, swing with it once to look and like just kind of screw you over and play the long game because at the end of the day it is a control deck. So you have to always be mindful of what you're doing and like Rohit said, you have to know your deck. It is an archetype. You just play it over and over, and eventually you just learn what to do.
Right, and like just knowing like when to go for a game and like you don't want to also take too long because again time is a big issue. Like I see people like play decks that shouldn't go into time but go into time anyway. But then if you play something like this and I mean you don't know exactly what you want to do as soon as you see your hand or like as soon as you draw a card for the turn, like you have to like you'll go to time for sure, and that's like the biggest issue with this deck I think. Not
Yeah.
like actually learning the matchups. You just kind of have to learn the deck more than anything.
Yeah, I mean it's like playing I don't know Prison back in the day, like Hatch, like all those decks. It's just yeah, I mean you have to know, you have to
Yeah,
play it well.
and the most of the part is just knowing how to defend. Like if you, I mean, even like it's I think just like you can playing your win con isn't hard. It's just knowing how to defend properly is what you do. Like even if you're at 4 energy, sometimes you don't tap out for Piccolo. Sometimes you just keep open your energy, or sometimes you just play a searcher. Like it's just you have to know what you want to do against each matchup.
Yeah, I mean and I think it's kind of a like the leader can be kind of a bait, right? Because you're gonna have you're gonna have an energy when you pass no matter what. So thinking that you might like make actions that are not optimal. So
Hmm.
it's just knowing really mostly it's just knowing the deck and knowing what to do. So next up we've got the so this is in quotes, the side. I feel like Vegeta the Cruel is probably like about like one of the only like one or two cards that you actually like meaningfully put into the side.
Yeah, that Champa and Bean were like these three cards are like the cards I actually wanted my side.
Oh,
The
okay.
rest were kind of just there to fill space. I think I said this before, but I'm not good at making a side. The Bean was just the fourth Bean. Vegeta the Cruel was just extra removal,
It's the homie.
and then wait, what? Who's the homie?
Vegeta the Cruel.
He's the homie. But like, then also like Champa is like I don't like it like when I play against like super aggro decks just because all they do is all they do, and then if it doesn't work you're like, okay, well you just there's like scoop where you just have to well, you don't have to play your win con or do anything really special. You can just throw in Champa and be like, okay, this is enough. And that just feels kind of bad because you built your whole deck to like try to like play the game, but then if they just if
I,
they just kind of flip.
you're the
But
one preventing people from playing. What do you mean?
yeah, but I'm saying that
Oh.
like it's like okay. I think Tommy said this right. If you like, it's like Majin Vegeta, right? It's just they're just flipping coins in the air, and if they all land on heads, you die. But then if they just scoop, and you're like, well, okay, then I didn't play. I just watched you play. So that's kind of why Champa's there.
Well, what if they ban Champa? What do
Huh?
you do? What if you do they ban Choppa?
Well then, well, I mean, it's okay. I don't side anyway. I'll figure something out.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
you'll tell Nick to just choose another card at random.
yeah, actually, yeah, I think the 16
Oh my.
was a card. Oh, I mean, I think a couple of these cards, I just like, hey Nick, pick from these cards, and then we just move on. The Boo was just another unit. The Boo is a good is not a bad choice. It's just another unit to put. This was a card that so I mean, this is this list is super similar to Bandai's list. There's no like nothing crazy about this that's like innovative or anything like that. It's just a couple of cards that are different. But hey, Bandai makes good lists, man.
I.
People talk shit about them, but that they're kind of that just believe in Bandai sometimes.
I believe. Look, I saw their heroines list, and I'm like, yo, Bandai's kind of broken right now.
They made an Android 13 list that's kind of nice too.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, they
I
made
don't care
like two
about
Android
androids.
lists.
Androids
Yeah,
suck. Android. I don't. I don't like androids, man. Like they look at me kind of weird.
they keep printing them too.
Like you see yeah, you go back to this 8 drop like they're looking at me like why are they looking at me?
They're kind of nice, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm, yeah, Mister. I play a card because it looks nice, man. Fucking.
Yeah, that's like half the reason. Well, that's the only reason I play this game because the cards look nice. I like another thing I was considering actually was playing the Secret Rare Broly just so I can kill this 8 drop and play it. But that was a little. I was thinking about it. I was like, no, Baby Hatch is too good.
Baby
I
hatch.
really wanted to do the whole like Kaioken and the Broly play again, but with different cards. But
Kaioken and the
it's just too
Broly.
much. It's hard to do.
Oh the
The
oh
Secret
my
Rare
god. The green
Agent of
wait the
Destruction
green
Broly,
red
yeah.
Kaioken?
No, no, yeah. Well, I mean, before when you kill the green Kaioken Goku, you could go into the Secret
Yeah
Rare Broly.
yeah
But this one, if you kill off this A drop with like a Paragus or something, you can play the specific Secret Rare Broly also because the green card is higher than 7.
yeah. So you were trying to do Kaioken in this deck? What? Or you were trying to do it
Well, I
when you
mean,
played Clash
well,
Duel?
reminiscent of Kaioken with this card as like the
Oh.
substitute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that deck is
similar
the same
combo.
fucking thing. Oh, I want to play Krillin.
Yeah, this is literally this is I mean this is I mean it's essentially the same. You just defend until you play this card that can look at your opponent's hand.
Jesus. Oh yeah, it is. What? Both
Yeah,
cards.
it's
This
it's the
one,
same win
but
con.
this one doesn't have Krillin in it.
It's close enough. It's
Oh
good.
my.
It's close. I was about to put there's a card you can put in here called Heavy Kick Krillin. If
Heavy
you have a
kick.
blue green energy, it becomes a 10k combo for 0. I
Oh
was gonna put that
yeah. Oh my.
the expansion card. Of course, dude. Come on, dude. You
Fucking
think I forgot about
dumbass.
that one?
No, of course not, because it has Krillin on it.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's on my desk right now. I was about to. I
Yo,
should have
what
brought
do
it
you
with me.
mean it's on your desk? Bro, okay, I like Mass Saiyan, but I don't have a Mass Saiyan on my desk right now.
That's a fake fan.
Oh my. Whatever. Fucking.
Alright, let's keep going.
So, we, we
This is
have the rest of these cards.
yeah, this is highly unprofessional.
Oh my. Yeah. Okay,
Well,
you
actually, let me talk about striving to be the best in Infernal Villainy Cell because these are actually what I wanted against the little 1 drop decks. Because this is it's just a
weenie.
good way to like at least just to stall for time pretty much. And Infernal Villainy Cell is again against
That's
like Majin
toxic.
Vegeta and those decks that want to like all in you like super early. You just want to combo out and just defend. You don't even need the 8 drop. You just decide that out.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
like that's the one thing, and like the weenie decks hurt you. I mean, black in general, but like Clint playing with
yeah,
his
I think just black in general is just tough because they play a lot of more free stuff than you can deal with.
and then
And like then just another arrival option is just the 16 and then the 21.
I like your
It's just you.
reasoning for not playing the 16 in the main anymore. I tap 4 for
It's
this
just
card
too
and I
expensive.
lose.
Yeah, literally every time I arrival this card, I lose the game. Like I've never played this card and actually it's never lived long enough because you're paying 4 for a 25k, which just feels awful.
I
And like
mean,
Dark Broly's paying 0 for a 30k. I'm like, all right, well the 30k that comes out of warps this card that I paid 4 for. I'm like, all right, well that doesn't feel good. Yeah. Or the Union Fusion, that Gogeta, that double strike and that warps a guy when he attacks, so he just attacks and warps this guy. I'm like, oh well, he paid 1 for that, and I paid 4 for
4
this
for
and a
this
combo to
card.
card.
And then there's the Android 21 that you didn't even. Oh my.
It was just a one of in this. I mean, you can arrive if I side in the 16, I'm siding in the 21 just because you can ramp on your opponent's turn with it. It just never came up. It's just like I'd rather just play like a consistent deck and just like defend normally and just get to my win con normally.
Yeah, and this, yeah. So, I mean, there you go. Like this guy just has a deck for fun, and then he plays it for fun, and then he wins because he's good at the game.
I didn't win. I lost.
Well, I do, but you literally top forward. I mean, that's not
Yeah,
okay. Okay, I guess technically you didn't
topping it.
win.
Hey man, I've always said topping is losing, dude.
Oh my, bro, look.
Topping is kind. Topping is just losing. Losing with style. Man,
I. Are you
I'm not wrong.
are you glad to be back at again on my channel and just
Oh
oh
yeah,
my.
I'm always gonna be back at it again on this channel. Let me back in.
I need you to top more so I can have you back at again on my channel more and flame you.
Hey, topping is still losing, dude. I can lose. That's
Shut the
easy.
hell up. Shut the oh my.
All right. What else you got? What else you got?
I got these matchups that you're gonna like
Uh, oh, okay.
talk
I can
about.
actually talk about the matchups. Okay, so round one was Green Gotenks. It was against Bob, and he should have definitely beaten me, but he threw the game. But like game two, I had 10 cards in my hand, and then he just made me discard 10 cards in one turn and swung at me with Cell Zeno. So that just felt really bad. And game three, like the first game, I just ramped and played my Bad Omens, and then game three, I didn't see any of my ramp cards. He should have definitely won, but then he didn't. I mean, he just didn't kill me when he could have, or like he didn't like defend properly. I don't honestly, I don't remember. He misplayed a couple times. I think we were just kind of like there was just we were just kind of like trolling around because we know we were playing locals, so we were really just playing locals for fun.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, and round two was actually I don't remember if this is actually round two or not, but next round it was either Mecha or Dark Broly. Uh, but that one it was against not a local, but against the Dark Broly. It was just you defend with the heroic prospect trunks and you try to counterplay their one drops, but you can if you defend properly you can even Piccolo is good against Dark Broly because it can kill Heartfelt Plea or
Oh
their
yeah.
Toas.
And they can't
Yeah,
get rid of it because of barrier.
yeah. Piccolo does work with against Demigra and Heartfelt Plea, but like against all their six drops, like sometimes like you don't want to play Piccolo just because like oh I'm gonna play this Piccolo and they're gonna just hit me with six drops and Piccolo's just gonna sit there and I played four for it. So that's just I mean that's just how it feels. Like sometimes it just feels bad that way.
Yeah.
Round three, Mecha's one of those matchups where if they know what they're doing, they can beat you pretty easily. They just have to, like they have to like sequence properly, and then they have to take advantage of when you attack them because eventually you have to attack Mecha
Right.
because you can't just sit around forever. Like they can build up their board. They can kind of play the waiting game as well because like they can just bloodlust your Bad Omens, or like they can bloodlust your ramp. They have so many ways to counter you and like they just have so many options and they draw more than you. So you have to like the way you have to beat Mecha is pretty much play your A drop. Yeah, you have to get to it. It's otherwise it's kind of difficult because they have more advantage than you if you attack them and they draw more than you. So you kind of have to either like sit on Piccolo or just try to like accumulate some kind of hand advantage or like defend properly. Like it's just all about defending correctly.
Yeah. And then
And then I played against like I think it was either
is
two or three mechas.
it,
I don't remember. It was two or three mechas. The ones I resolved the 8 drop against, I was able to win. The ones I didn't, I lost.
okay. Well, I mean that's
I
simple
mean
enough.
that's essentially what it came down to. And then against Baby, we're both.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
played your guy.
it was against Devo, yeah. And then Baby I think has a tough time just because you can if you all you would need. I mean I wouldn't say all you need to do because I think it's another like skill matchup just because they have ways to stop your 8 drop, but you have ways to stop what they stop. Like that you can counterplay their Golden Ape with your God Sealing Trunks. It's all about controlling the unison and like who gets more advantage off of who when they attack. And
Yes.
you're both staying at a high life total most of the game, so you're just trying to I mean you're just kind of limiting resources and then seeing who can play their big win con first.
Yeah, I mean it's funny. It's funny to me because 21 is like a control deck, but it kind of counters control decks.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to look at your opponent's hand is a dumb play. But I mean, you have to pay 8 for it.
I mean,
Even against other control decks, it's hard to get to 8.
that's
They have like Baby has a ways to counter your ramp. Like they can just bottom deck it. Like that's what he was doing. Like we got to like super high energy, but like when like I didn't even get to ramp sometimes.
yeah. I mean, it's just like we've talked about throughout. Like this is knowledge, matchup knowledge, deck knowledge. Like you just have to grind it out and play it.
Yeah, this isn't a deck I'd recommend playing if you get bored really easily, because you're not like there isn't anything like special you're doing. You're doing the same thing like every game, like over and over again. You're just defending in creative ways against the other person. If just knowing like what they have, what they're capable of, and what you can what you need to defend against. That's all you got to do, and then don't play slow and play for fun.
Play for fun. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. Oh my.
What?
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna say that anything on the playing for fun part. Yeah, you sit here and be toxic, bro. You putting that leader down is toxic.
Hey man, as long as it's fun for me. I didn't say the other person has the fun. As long as you have fun.
I hate that. Okay. All right. So, so with that, I have
Oh,
finished having to be forced to have this guy back at it again on my channel.
oh yeah, always back at it again.
I hate you.
Glad to be back at it again with another PV Crit God video.
But yeah, guys, that's gonna conclude our like little detailed like in depth whatever you want to call it kind of thing. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, I hope you consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content and for me to be back at it again.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to say?
I mean, not really. Like literally, the a lot of what it comes down to is just playing the deck over and over again, and then knowing how to play quickly. It's just it's like I said, just know how to defend properly is all. You can even substitute the super combos for draw super combos if that's more comfortable for you. This is just what I like. So there's just a lot of ways to build a deck.
So yeah, I mean, with that, that's it, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.